Welcome home to St. Anne's. We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.
All right, so you will be getting a piece of scrap paper. If you look at it carefully, you might recognize it as last week's recycling. So you are going to be receiving a piece of paper. You're going to crumple that up into a ball. And then over here in the middle, there will be a trash can, okay? So when you're lucky, a trash can is coming right next to Jan and Andy. All right, so do we have a couple of trash cans? Your paper's coming around. If you look really carefully, it might be the announcement sheet from last week. It might be the bulletin. It might be the financial report. You can go ahead and crumple that up real good. Yeah, right there. And then can we get another one like right in here? All right. And I will tell you how this little game is going to work. This super fun game. And those of you who have been here for the last 10 years may recognize this because I believe I've made you guys do this before. If you've done it before, act like you haven't. Okay. See, that's a problem when you've had a clergy person for a really long time. Sometimes we recycle material, and we just hope that you've forgotten. But I'm just, full disclosure, I am recycling this. Okay. So what you're going to do, there are rules to this game, okay? So listen carefully to the rules. You guys know how much I love rules, all right? So you need, because we're good environmentalists here, and we're going to put our trash in the recycling, right? Because that's the right thing to do. So, but you may not leave your spot, okay? You can stand up, but you may not leave where you are, okay? Because there are rules, and we're going to follow the rules because we're good Episcopalians. I don't feel like Episcopalians are. Oh, I have to do it.
Yes.
Oh.
You can't be like Jesus and say you're a hypocrite because then you just wrong everybody.
Don't you love it when the priest kid calls her out for being a hypocrite? That's great. Thanks for using Jesus on me. I know, Jesus. Jesus gets to say things that I don't get to say. Let that be a lesson to you. Jesus says things that we don't get to say. Okay, so here are the rules of the game. You stand up in your spot. I want you to throw your trash away. You may not leave your spot. Okay? You can stand up. You can move around. Yeah. Eyes closed. I work in a middle school. I should probably be worried about spitballs. Oh. All right, has everybody thrown your trash away? All right. Oh, that was smart. He built an airplane. I know, Wesley, throw your trash away. Throw your trash away. Call me a hypocrite. You have two. You can aim for either one. I don't care. I can't help you out. I can't move. I threw my trash away. Yeah, throw it at John. He'll toss it in for you. Whatever. Good throw. All right. Yeah, I know. So I want you guys to think about this. Did you guys follow the rules? Would you say it was just? Why was it not just? Because choir is just like, there's no chance. That ain't happening. Those of us on the altar, it ain't happening. Now, if you were conveniently located and, you work with baseball players all the time, you might have had a better chance, right? I want us to examine this because this is what Jesus is saying to us. There's a difference between the rules and following the rules and doing what is right and just. How could we have done that differently? Yeah, we could have put more trash. We could have moved the trash cans, right? We could have worked together, and you could have handed it to somebody who was close to it. So, right? There are ways that we could have made this a just game. Think about that in our world. Who is sitting in the choir in our world? Who is sitting right on top of that trash can? Andy's like, I'm loving this game. Think about that. Think about that. Are there those of us who are close who could help, maybe? Maybe we get more trash cans. Maybe we make sure that there's access for all people to follow the rules. Maybe, just maybe, the rules are stupid. Maybe the rules have been created to benefit the people closest to the trash can. I'm just like, yep, totally. There's a reason I'm on this spot. I want us to think about that because it's so easy to get tied to the rules, right? And the Israelites love the rules. And I'm going to be honest with you, when you read Leviticus, we hate on Leviticus a lot, don't we? But Leviticus exists for a reason. Leviticus existed because it was a way of protecting the community, of caring for one another in the community. Those rules were created for good reasons. They were just and appropriate rules at that time for that community to keep them safe and healthy and to include others. But in time, those rules became what? Crippling, harmful to other people, right? So are there rules in our society that maybe at one time they worked, maybe at one time they were created to harm others? If you ever read through some rules that have been in different communities, heads up, in Kansas you can beat your wife with anything smaller than your thumb. I think that's finally been changed. Yes. So there are rules that are not nice rules, right? Who were they created to benefit? Ask ourselves that. Or were they appropriate at one time? In the community that I came from, I lived in Council Bluffs. And in Council Bluffs, they have these rare black squirrels that they are convinced only exist there. It turns out there are a lot of communities with black squirrels. And every single community thinks that they're the only ones. Anyway, there is a rule still on the books that you may not irritate, agitate, or in any way harm a black squirrel. The black squirrels are better protected than anyone else. It pays to be a black squirrel in Council Bluffs. But we have rules that we've created for all sorts of different reasons, right? And at some point in time, maybe those rules were okay. But maybe we need to re-examine them because the point of all of these things, the point of Leviticus, the point of all these rules that we have in place is to protect and to care. And frequently, for the most vulnerable among us. That's why they exist. Because sometimes the most vulnerable among us are the ones that are most easily or most accidentally harmed. So the rules exist for that. But sometimes we get so obsessed with the rules themselves that we forget the reason for the rule. So Shakespeare talks about the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law. So Jesus is a spirit of the law person, which is frankly harder. But yet, frequently, we humans love to go with the letter of the law. We love a good letter of the law, right? I always use the example, why do you stop at a stop sign? Do you stop at a stop sign because you're worried somebody's going to catch you running through it and give you a ticket? Or do you stop at the stop sign because you recognize that every other person, every other car, every other person crossing that street has rights, the same rights as you? And know that stop sign is meant to protect all of us, right? It's not about the rules. It's about the why of the rules. And sometimes Jesus is like, we got to re-examine the rules. So, the next time we play this game, what are we going to do differently? What are we going to do? Change. Yeah, we might change the rules of the game. You said move the trash cans. Yeah, we could take the trash cans around, right? We could move the trash cans. Maybe, I mean, this is a church. We got trash cans everywhere. Maybe we get more trash cans in here. That's an idea. That's right. We have done it this way. My great aunt Lulu, who I don't even like, gave that trash can, and it goes in that spot. We ain't moving that trash can. So I ask you today, as we embark on all sorts of new things, a lot of us are going back to school. A lot of us are in the community doing all sorts of different things. I want us to look differently. I want us to examine things differently. I want us to ask, why does that rule exist? Be a good 3-year-old. There are 2 things that 3-year-olds and Episcopalians have in common. Why? Ask the why. And if the why does not protect and create justice for all people, change the why. But also make sure all your trash goes in the recycling too.
We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.